on the Choose Love Summit, and then you decided to pop in and throw this conversational topic out on the strangest self-love secret, what you want way more than love.
Yeah.
So, what is that all about? Throwing the floor
Okay,
open for you.
let me tell you, and thank you for putting that. So before we jump into this, let me ask everyone a question, right? Have you all gone to like a fashion street or a Sarojini market, any street market? Have you gone there? Just like
Yes,
yes or no, right?
absolutely.
Correct. And on an average, if you had to buy, let's say, a handbag out there, how much would it roughly cost? 200, 300, 500,000 at max. Okay. And there also you'll go and bargain, right? I mean, that's like Huxley. We have to
Right.
bargain at the street market.
Yeah.
And have you gone to a mall, right? Mall is all fixed price. And if you had to buy a handbag there, how much would you roughly pay?
I'd still look
Maybe,
for the one selling it for 500.
yeah, like 1,000, 1,500 to
Right.
3,000, right? And if it's really expensive, 5, 6,000.
Right.
All right. And imagine you had to go into a Burberry or a Louis Vuitton showroom. Okay. And a very similar looking handbag, but suddenly a few extra zeros have been added, and suddenly this bag costs 2-3 lakh rupees, right? So tell me, a very similar bag in all functionality, in look and feel, yeah, maybe slightly better quality, but who decides how somebody can charge 200 rupees or 2,000 rupees and how somebody can charge 2 lakhs for the same thing? Who decides that?
I'm going to wait for people to respond to that because
And yes, let's keep this an interactive chat so we can have
absolutely,
more fun.
yeah, people do put this in into the group because I do have an answer, and I mean I do have an answer that I'm very happy to express. However, want your opinion out there first. So there were yeses that came in when we were beginning the call. Thank you for that. And the Anjali says, so indirectly, it is the people who are ready to pay for it. Very interesting answer, Anjali. By the way, I have to tell you this,
The
right?
people who are willing to pay for it, absolutely. But
Right.
who, like when I'm the seller of the bag, right? And there are three sellers, A, B, and C, the street one, the mall, and the high-end brand. How do they decide this is the price? Whether
Right.
I'll charge 200, 2,000, 2 lakhs, how do they decide?
Yeah. So Archana says the company and the customers both. And actually, my answer was that it's the seller. It is the seller who's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
decide the value of
yeah.
his product, and it is absolutely his right to do so.
And it is you, and that's absolutely true because it is the seller who decides, I want to charge this much. My product is worth this much. I don't care whether you have the money or not. This is what I'm worth. This is what I put myself. That's the price tag I put on myself. This is what I'm comfortable with. Now, notice when you go to the street, because they devalue themselves or because they want to be at that price point, we'll go and bargain. Even for a 200 rupees bag, we'll say, no, 180 rupees, right? But when you go into a high-end showroom, bargain, no ways, because they've said this is a fixed price shop. We're not bargaining. If you can't afford me, go away, right? We're okay to have the customers who can afford us. And this I realized was really strange because when it comes to self-love, okay, we're all hoping, hoping and praying that somebody will see our worth. Somebody will see how amazing I am, how beautiful I am, how much I do for the family, how beautiful I look, how loving I am. I want somebody to see me, notice me, in the hope that when they validate my worth, I become worthy. Because by myself, though, I put myself in the street market category, no. But if they love me, suddenly I'll feel more worthy. I'll feel like good about myself. And that's why I realized that, you know what? Wait, self love can wait, but worthiness, right? And it is something only you can decide. And why do I say this is even more important? Because I personally found a lot of people all through life who loved me. A lot of people. Okay. From my parents to boyfriends in early life to, now my husband, my children, my clients. But for the longest time, when somebody would say, you're looking beautiful, you are lovely, I love you, I'd always be like, yeah, what do you want from me? Okay. There was always this like, they can't really love me. What is there to love? Right. So I would keep dismissing and not receiving the love because I didn't think I was worthy. And that's where I realized. So you all have your pens with you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a paper and make this. Can you see this tag? Is it ulta?
No,
It says
it's
worthy.
fine. It shows nicely.
It
The
says
smile.
worthy.
Yeah.
And there's one that says unworthy, right? Now, if you had to put a price tag on yourself, would you put unworthy? Would you put worthy? What would you put?
Right. In fact, whoever's here on video, if you have a pen and paper, write the two words, put it in your forehead, tell us how you feel.
And this is what we need to do just every single morning when you wake up. And which is why I say it just takes 5 seconds to self love, to happiness. It's not difficult. Every morning you make a decision. I'm going to be worthy. I decide my worth, and today I feel like $1 million,
Right.
right? And every morning, if you had to just stamp, and sometimes when I go to colleges and I do a lot of workshops with students, I actually make them take a stamp like this and go like, okay, I'm worthy. So let's do this. Make your right hand worthy and your left hand unworthy. Okay. Now, which one are you choosing to stamp yourself with?
Well,
Right hand.
the
Okay.
rights.
And just stamp yourself with I'm worthy, like, right? And every time you feel unworthy, you feel low about yourself, you question like, am I really worth it? Do they really love me, or are they just being nice to me? Am I really worth their love? Are they just faking the compliments? Just remind yourself, stop. Of course I'm worthy, right? And remember, you are a high-end brand, and you are absolutely worth $1 million and totally worthy of love. So that is the first lesson I want you all to take away. Nobody but you decides your worth. And here's the thing, right? The only time you devalue yourself is when you don't know who you are. It's when you can't see your own magnificence, your own brilliance. It's when you're actually like a 1,000-room castle, right? Huge, beautiful, brilliant, like 100 times bigger than the Taj Mahal, in its beauty. And then suddenly, because you've been cutting away parts of you that are not acceptable to other people, someone says, you're too loud, don't smile so much. Why are you wearing such a short dress? Why do you talk this? Why do you? And then you start cutting yourself, cutting yourself, cutting yourself till you think, I'm a 2 BHK in need of repairs, right? So if you could just see your own truth, and I always say this, the truth will set you free. If you can just get present to yourself, see yourself, see how beautiful you are, see how perfect you are, and then check, do I feel worthy? Of course you will feel worthy, because that's what you are. You are absolutely brilliant. So that is one thing I would like you to do every morning when you wake up. Just make the decision, you know what, today I am worthy.
Nice, nicely done. I really enjoyed listening to the evaluation of a bag and the self-evaluation bit, bringing it down to the worthy and the unworthy. I do have a question here, Janki, before you continue. You know, look, it's very obvious that in a conversation like this, nobody's going to say, yeah, I'm going to put unworthy on my forehead. But the fact remains, whether we want to admit it or not, okay, we are living with that sense of lack of self-worth within us. Whether they want to call it, we right now we're all very happy and charged up. Yes, yes, I am worthy. We've stamped our forehead. But there is a reality check to be looked at here. I'm going to say this. I'm not expecting anybody else. I'm going to say there are days when I don't I feel like an app. I feel like shit on very many days, and I promise you this, Janki, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. There is no sense of worth on that day, right? So, like I said, I know you're going to be saying and sharing a lot more things, but I wanted to bring this in that
Yeah, yeah.
doing something because
So
this is what
so
you will
let
show
me, yeah.
yourself
So let me
as yeah,
share,
yeah,
let me
as a
share,
coach thing
and
that's
thank
going
you
on.
for bringing this up. This is so relevant because I always say this, right? It's not that we don't know what to do. We all know we should feel worthy, but how to actually practice it on those days where we're feeling shit. Just putting this, writing this and stamping myself as worthy is not going to work on those days, right? So on those days, here's what you remember, right? So imagine you had a best friend who was feeling unworthy, right? She's down in the dumps. She's feeling shit about herself. She thinks, I can't do anything right. I'm a failure. You know, uh, everything about me is wrong. In that moment, what is it that you would tell your friend?
Well, obviously, you would look to uplifting her spirits and in support, and give say the words that she really really needs to hear, not just for the sake of saying it, but because that person is that person as well.
Because you really mean it when you tell
Yeah.
her that,
Right.
right? So
Right.
you would remind her how awesome she is, how far she's come, the things that she does right, the things that are so beautiful and amazing about her. And you'll remind her, today is just one bad day. You are not screwed up. Just today is an off day, right? And that is where you come in with self love, because on those days where you feel absolutely shit, you have to remember, A, I am feeling shit. I am not shit. I am feeling shit. And B, hold space for yourself like you would hold for your best friend, which is where you actually say, and this is, and I practice it myself, right? So on the days that I'm feeling really, and I'm a moody person, so I have my ups and downs. I'm not like all go-getter and consistent, and I'm somebody who needs one brilliant day and then 1 week off, where I'm just like down. And I realize on those off days, it's very difficult for me to see my worth. It's very difficult for me to feel, like an international, awesome, award winning happiness coach. But on those days, I actually sit with myself. And sometimes I do it in front of the mirror and I say, hey, Janki, it's okay. I know you're feeling shit today. I know you're feeling unworthy. I know you don't feel like on top of the world. But hey, you know what? I just want you to know, take your time off. It's okay to feel this way sometimes. I'm here to remind you that you are still worthy even when you're feeling shit. I'm here to tell you that it's okay to take your time to get back into being your brilliant self. Take a day, take an hour, how many ever hours you need, it's fine. So, with the minute I give myself the permission to be down, I feel like, like half the pressure is off, right? And this is what I always tell my clients, right? One of the meanest things we do to ourselves every single day is invalidate our own feelings, right? So it's like I'm feeling shit. Then I'm trying to fight myself from feeling shit, right? So I'm trying to say, no, no, I should not feel this way about myself. I should always feel happy and good because I'm a happiness coach or something like that. And then I'm getting angry because I can't stop myself from feeling what I'm feeling. And then I'm getting frustrated that I can't control my mind. And then there's more anger and more resentment and more. And that whole little tower, which was just a shit day, suddenly has become like this, Great Wall of China in my world, blocking me from seeing anything good about myself. So I say, validate your feelings, right? It's one of the best ways to express self love every day. If you're feeling shit, okay, I know today you're feeling shit. It's all right. Don't worry. Take your time. I'm here. It's all right. So the minute I give myself the permission to feel shit, sometimes like when I'm working, I find it like I don't want to do this. This is just too much. And I will look at myself in the mirror and I'll say, it's okay. You don't have to do it. It's fine. You can quit. The minute I say that, I feel relieved, like, okay, there's no pressure here. And then I'm like, actually, I want to do it. It's just right now I'm a little frustrated about it, right? But if in that moment I had to go and say, no, this is your life purpose and you have to do this, how can you quit? And I don't want to be a critical parent to myself. I've done that all my life. Like I've heard that all my life. I just want somebody to be nurturing, somebody to kind and say, hey, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay for you to take some time off. And in fact,